Um, had a little bit of a false start there. It's probably my college's internet being dumb because I don't remember clicking the stop stream button. But I remember I was streaming and it just ended apparently without me even really knowing until I looked over and saw, oh shit, the broadcast has ended. What the fuck? So anyway, I figured it's been a while since I sat down and streamed a game that, I'm really, really familiar with and that I'm super comfortable playing, no inside and out. Yoshi's Island did fall into that category mostly, although it has been a while since I've streamed it. So I figure I give you guys a little treat and treat you guys to the majesty that is the original Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure 2. Now, a lot of people are familiar with the battle version, which was the port that was brought to the GameCube. But yeah, the game was on the Dreamcast originally, and as a special little treat, a bonus even, I'm showing you guys the trial version. That was also released to Dreamcast. It's the demo basically. It contains one level. It's the opening level of the hero story, City Escape. So yeah, it's got some interesting little tidbits that aren't present in the final game. You can see Sega in 1998 down there in 2000. So this was not a full year before the game's release, but quite a while before. You can see that trial logo as well. So I figure we watch the opening cutscene here. It's Japanese audio with subtitles in English. Yeah, see, that what the hell there isn't present in the final game. That's how you know this is an early version. Sonic's got he looks slightly different in like his model. He's lower poly. And he's also got his original shoes. In the final game, Sega made a deal with Soap Shoes that Sonic would be wearing them. It's clearly a very last-minute addition, but because back when this trailer was released, obviously they hadn't made the deal yet. So that's an interesting little tidbit. There's also some slight camera differences in that cutscene that wouldn't be present in Battle, but they were still present in the final Dreamcast version. We also got a far more generic level loading mission there, This one's just find the goal ring. I believe the final game just had like an escape from the military thing. And we'll find out when we play it later in the stream. Because after this, I'm switching right to the normal version. It's gonna be a blast. So yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, it's a game I have a lot of experience in. First played it, the GameCube version, when I was 6 in 2004, so like 15 years ago, almost. It's a game that has a lot of sentimental value for me. I didn't get to playing this Dreamcast version for the first time until 2 or 3 years ago. And while I still believe that Battle is superior in most aspects, I will not forget I will acknowledge the advantages the Dreamcast version has, like much better quality cutscenes. Like there's a video or two on YouTube talking about how the cutscenes in Battle were butchered a bit, but I can go further into detail of that when we start the full game proper. So this level here, City Escape, it is remembered fondly by many a Sonic fan, and for good reason. The soundtrack rocks, it gets you into the mood, much better than, in my opinion, than Emerald Coast did in Adventure 1. Here you're thrown right into the action. It helps that, they didn't have hub worlds in Adventure 2 either, whereas Adventure 1 did. A concept that carried over to Sonic 2006 and Unleashed as well. But here, they basically went for, you could say it was an all-killer, no-thriller. An all-killer, all killer no filler approach, but certainly thriller. You know, with my performance here, I hope I'm gonna get an A rank because even though it's only the trial version, you know, it's nice to know that you did well. This is the first game in the Sonic series to introduce rankings. You're ranked based on how you did in the level, how many rings you collected, how quickly you did it, and your trick bonuses, which you might be noticing in like the upper left-hand corner of the screen by your score. Every time you do a ramp, every time you jump off of a ramp or make a stylish grind, you'll get anything from excellent to perfect to extreme. All those different little labels. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. You said it, Sonic. Coming 2001.
Coming 2001.
That mythical year. It was the 10th anniversary game. And boy, what a 10th anniversary that was. So, excuse me for one moment. I'm going to grab the disc for the full game. I'll be right back. Okay. So, we got the game loaded up. Got to close the BRB window, bring up the... Yeah, there we go. Wow! Sonic Adventure 2 is looking a lot different than I remember. I don't remember it having such a weird-looking font. These weird-looking 7th generation graphics. And just overall giving me a big sense of dread. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man. I wish I could continue without saving. Yeah. As you all know, today is April 1st, and I figured this is a game that I have dabbled with in the past, but I have never really went full deep into until today, that is. I've played specific levels in the past, just for like short periods of time. I even own the other version of this on the PS3. In case we're waiting for a name drop, yeah, this is Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic 06, as many people call it, to differentiate from both Sonic 1 on Genesis and Sonic 1 on Master System and Game Gear. Oh boy. This is a game very, very hated amongst the fan base, and for good friggin' reason. A story that's ripe with plot holes, buggy gameplay, Sonic being of very little consequence to the story overall. The problems just keep adding up. But yeah, as I was saying, I do own the PS3 version of this as well. I just bought this 360 version recently for a multitude of reasons. One, recording and streaming 360 games is easier for me than it is for PS3 relatively, because the PS3 has HTCP copy protection that makes it impossible without the use of a splitter to record anything from the HDMI connection. So that means I've got to use 3 HDMI connections to record and stream on that system. Whereas the 360 has no such protection, and as a result, I can use the setup I normally do. It doesn't have to go through the splitter, it can just go straight to the capture card. No pass-through or anything. Also, the 360 version is relatively less buggy than the PS3 version, though that's not saying much. We can go into the differences. The further into the stream we get. Also, what the fuck did they do to Eggman? Guess we'll find out. Never, because I don't know any of the developers from this game, or the character designers. I just know that they tried going in a more realistic direction with this game, and it just overall didn't work. Wasn't really received well. It's also the only scene in the game where Sonic even remotely acts like his normal self. You know, cracking jokes, you know, being sassy, and just doing stuff like that, like the little foot tap of the robot. I mean, Jason Griffith hadn't really made it quite yet with his performance of Sonic, just going to voice acting. A lot of people think that he wasn't really super duper great until Unleashed and Sonic and Black Knight. This was like around the middle of his tenure of voicing the Blue Hedgehog. And that right there is Silver. Reception on him is very mixed. Also, I should, full transparency right now. This stream is going to be a Sonic-only run. At some point in the future, I may return to the game and complete Shadows and Silver's stories, as well as the last story. But for the sake of this stream, it's going to be a Sonic-only run. Just because I got other stuff to do, you know? So, not that viewers on the stream can tell, really, because I have the quality set at 30 frames per second, 480p. But, sorry, I'm just looking at the preview window to make sure things look right. Yeah, 480p 30 is what I have the stream set at, because fuck UNT's Wi-Fi. It already failed on me earlier, because remember, I had that false start, which won't be included in the archive, by the way, for obvious reasons. But yeah, the reason I bring up the frame rate is because I'm not used to seeing the cutscenes at 60 frames per second. You know, because a lot of people, when recording this game, they record it in, or they upload it in 30 frames per second. because a lot of the popular videos covering it were released before YouTube enabled its 60 frame per second uploading. And of course, on the PS3 version, all the cutscenes are locked at 30 frames no matter what. 30 frames per second. Besides the FMVs, here I know they're, from what I can tell, they're a consistent 60 frames per second. Let me just say, this feels a lot better to control on the 360 controller than it did on the PS3, the DualShock 3. Though that could just be me preferring the grip on this controller as well. And the load times, because this is a live stream and not an LP series, I unfortunately cannot cut these out, so we're just gonna have to deal with them.
Long time no see.
I'm glad you're here. I heard that you tried to save their princess from Dr. Eggman.
You can see it here. The lip syncing on Tails there was terrible. The lip syncing,
I may not know what Eggman
like
looks
3D Sonic doesn't have a great history with lip syncing to the English dialogue. With the it was usually always synced to the Japanese. Except for in games like Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog. Those were lip synced pretty well, in my opinion. Say what you will about those games, like their quality of gameplay, you know, and even like the cutscene animations, but they were lip synced pretty well from what I remember. Adventure 1 and 2 weren't really, and this game follows the adventure games trend. Perhaps one reason in many why people want to call this game Sonic Adventure 3, even though that may be seen as blasphemous because of this game's quality compared to Adventure 1 and 2. Seems that they're... Oh, this is the wrong old man. You see, that's another problem with this. Characters look too similar to each other. Remember what that old man looked like? There's another one over here. The model's just recycled. I can't believe I think that's not really something people talk about when they criticize this game. At least I don't think. Is just the generic look of the models. Like, people talk about copy-paste level design. What about copy-paste character designs? This game's just lazy on top of being really shitty. Put on the shoes and go through the rings. If I made the shoes correctly, we'll make it on time. Yeah, you just you just went through a 20-second loading screen to see me talk and tell you about the mission. Like, fucking really? There are a couple town missions that have very few loading screens, but as a general rule, they all take time just to load the text box and then the actual mission. The loading times on this are horrible. The winder of a shoemaker. What exactly does that mean? The winder of a shoemaker? Like, are they trying to, like, say he's a winder of a shoemaker? Because, like, his shoes are wind or something? I don't know. That's just a terrible pun on my part. I'll give you the shoes. We'll be able to use them. Money? I don't want any money. Just happy. Okay. I don't personally see any difference between the shoes that Sonic was wearing before and the shoes that this guy gave us, unless they're...
That was incredible!
I just don't know. Yeah, S rank on the first town mission. The scoring in this game is kind of weird. Like, I know in later levels, you have the opportunity to score S ranks based on enemy score alone, depending on how many they throw at you. But man, oh man. What I was meaning to say from that was, don't expect to see S ranks all the time in this, because it's not a great game to play, nor is it very fun. We got the light chip for 100 rings that lets us use the light dash. which we need to get to our first level, Wave Ocean. It's the Y button, right? Oh no, it's X button. I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, that always happens. Tails jumps in the water to try and not save you, follow you to the level, but he always just ends up drowning. Because water means instant death in this game. Even the shallowest of water kill you the moment you touch it. So we gotta pursue the egg carrier. It's a callback to Adventure 1. Only the ship in this game doesn't look quite as iconic as it did in Adventure 1. Using that cutscene earlier. You have to really stiff homing attack, and stiff control in general. We missed one of the oh so glorious silver medals, which I know there are 10 in each level, and they do absolutely nothing other than getting you an achievement, by the way. So absolutely no point to collecting them.
If you jump just as you land on a wall, you can jump off of it.
Okay.
Ah, crap. Didn't quite reach the rings. Ah, shit.
The Vulcan cannon shots still hurt individually, but they'll hit them by rings spit by bullet.
Prepare for ultimate slowdown. Yet another problem. And I just homing attacked onto this wall. This deadass did that. So that's a thing you can do in this game. Defy gravity. Don't be surprised if you stand still in the middle of loops too. I'm surprised it hasn't happened to me yet.
That's a big one.
You just walk upside down. So, about the dabbling I said I did in this game before. So, I've played Sonic's story up through, I want to say White Acropolis. Yeah, we're playing as Tails now. Slow as molasses. He attacks with dummy ring bombs, which, you know, you can just tap it like I am right now. Tap the X button and it'll just throw it straight forward. Or you can hold it down, go into first person mode. Okay. Tails is a secret Halo fan. Except not really. You can also rapidly drop him while he flies. But, yeah. I said I dabbled in this game. I believe I played his story through White Acropolis. I don't know how I missed that ring. Just not paying attention. I played Silver's Tropical Jungle level. And, as well as the multiplayer with my sister a long-ass time ago in the PS3 version. And that's basically it. So there is a large portion of this game that, like, I know what's coming because I've seen multiple internet playthroughs, but this is my first time to really experience it for myself, you know, actually playing it all the way through. All the way through in quotes, because, obviously, like I said before, I'm only playing Sonic's story for this stream. Also, when you're playing as Tails, do not throw a ton of these at once, like, because I'll show you. Oh, okay. It didn't slow down that time. I was gonna say the game is prone to a lot of slowdown when several things are on screen at once, but it didn't happen there, so I should consider myself lucky. Falco from Star Fox 64. I guess I should be thankful. Thankful I'm playing such a great game of Sonic 06. Oh, this game sucks. Okay, there's the switch. Sonic didn't say his line. He's supposed to say, "Thank you, Tails, you saved me," or something like that. But he didn't. It was strange. Chalk it up to the weird programming. And he just falls back in the ocean, I assume. Just cuts away. Except in the next scene, he's automatically back on the beach, so... Consistency? What's that?
Darn! We're not gonna make it! Let's speed up!
Alrighty. So we got the first of 4 of Sonic's Mach Speed sections. You're automatically moving forward here. All you can do here is basically move left and right, jump, and do the light speed dash. That's it. Which the light speed dash does help in straightening yourself out, but the control here is not the best. I'm doing better than I usually would here because, you know, I know what to expect for this section before. I missed a silver medal, boo-hoo. That ramp over there is, like, almost impossible to get to. Also, be sure to hold forward on those ramps, on those jump ramps, because otherwise you'll go forward, but you'll just careen downwards afterwards. Face plant. Not quite, but it's funny to imagine that.
Just made it.
That was a B rank. I'm not too stringent on rank when it comes to when it comes to games like this one. I mean, with Adventure 2 and Heroes, it's different because I enjoy those games more. Thus, I want to be better at them. But with a game like this, you know, nowhere in the title did I specify this is going to be an all-S rank run, so... And the game doesn't play that well on top of that, so... Again, not losing sleep over it. So this level accomplished absolutely nothing in terms of plot.
Let's head back to the city.
Also, Tails doing his best impersonation of Toad there. The princess was moved to another location! Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But anyway, we've got to collect information about Dr. Eggman. Which, in this case, means... We need to head back to that shop, first off. We need to buy an anti-gravity chip. More on that in a few. Where do they start? They start me back here. And you saw him for a moment there. An example of this game's draw distance, which, again, like a lot of things in this game, not great. What the heck? Invisible wall. Construction? What construction? I don't see any construction equipment over here. It's like people, if you were like trying to tell me there's construction on like I-35 and the road was just dead, you know, completely dead. No one there, not even any cars whatsoever. No civilians, no construction vehicles, nothing. But enough about that. Like I said before, we gotta find this anti-gravity chip. It allows us to slide. So I believe it's, yeah, we push the X button while moving. Yeah, we can slide. Basically, it's something we could do before, but now it looks better, I guess, and we can like slide under tight spaces. How is Tails falling like that? I'm nowhere near the water when I run over there. Yeah. So we gotta... Okay. I didn't even slide. I basically just pushed the button and under I went. So fun fact, When playing this game at a friend's place, one of those many times I dabbled with it, it was with Silver's Tropical Jungle, like I said. That was my first ever time seeing this game in 60 frames per second. Like, from the YouTube videos I saw, they were only ever at 30 frames per second, so just seeing this particular game in 60 frames was a little eye-opening for me. It's like, I can see how this actually plays. Not that it makes the game much better, but it does look better in motion in 60 than in 30, I will say that. And again, I do apologize for streaming only in 30 frames, but it's just that my college's Wi-Fi sucks. And if I try and stream in 60 frames, it makes frame drops more likely because the Wi-Fi can't keep up with my stream speed. And even now, we're already at... Crap, almost dropped my controller. Even now, we're already at 871 dropped frames, which is like 1.6%, OBS says.
Mr. Sonic.
So it was this easy to find Elise
Just call me Sonic.
and rescue her.
Now then.
Prepare for that to be the running
I'm so
theme
glad that you came.
of Sonic's story, by the way.
Always keep my word.
Sonic!
She gets captured, she gets rescued, she gets captured, she gets rescued. It's fucking Mario, except even shallower. Also, Eggman just appeared out of nowhere.
The princess is mine. Until I unlock the secret of the flames of disaster.
Flames of disaster.
Got it. Let's
For the
go.
sake of Sonic's playthrough, yeah, we don't know what that is, but for now, just think perfect chaos but fire. Yeah, that's basically it.
I'll take care of you now. An early breakfast for my pet.
Those boss fights wish they could spit flame on the level that the Chaos bosses in Sonic Adventure do. Except, no, they really don't actually. The Chaos Zero boss fight went down really quick because it was the very first thing you did. Chaos 2 was kind of cool. You could speed it up.
This is
It
your
was in
bed,
a
huh?
tiny
Okay,
area.
then, I'll play with
It was an alright fight. Chaos 4, not a good fight because you had to fight 3 times. But enough about Sonic Adventure, actually. Sorry. Let's focus on this right here, the Egg Cerberus. You got a homing attack onto its tail here and hijack it.
Do something.
Make it run into the wall. I said make it run into the wall. And if you take too long, it throws you off like that. Yeah. Wait for him to run. If you guide him to a certain part of the wall, certain structure, I believe it's that one right in front of us, you can do double damage. Now, spoiler warning, you will be fighting this boss later with Shadow in a different location. And said location doesn't have the statues there, so
I can finally see
you
the
have to do it the normal way,
Now
basically.
it's my turn.
Yeah, boss fights in this game are not really well handled either. Hopefully it doesn't happen to us, but this boss is prone to glitching in some quite weird ways. I've heard of it, you know. What did he do there? Thought he was just gonna stop in the air for a second. Yeah, like I was saying, I've heard of this boss causing people to like skyrocket into this, like, to the point where the skybox ends, and just keep going and going until the game realizes you fucked up, and then it kills you. Okay, ah, shit. Let's get on him. Alright. Got him into... Listen to me! Got that right. Okay, that's not what I wanted, but we did damage. So, alright. Could have had him done in 2 hits if I went for that other statue there. Oh. See, I missed his horn for whatever reason. And yes, there is the obvious joke. If it's an Cerberus, why doesn't it have 3 heads? This Cerberus is a 3-headed dog. Well, the answer's simple. It's because the developers didn't do their research. Okay, it's dead.
Sonic, I won't let you get away!
Most certainly was not an S rank. Yeah, it was a C. I'm not too surprised there, considering how many hits I took from him. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink here.
How long is this gonna go on?
Let's split up. I'll get their attention, and you take the princess.
Okay, you be careful, Tails.
Leave it to me.
This right here would have been the perfect spot for a Tails level. Because we clearly established that despite there only being 3 characters, besides at least an Eggman on the back of the box, those being Sonic, Shadow, and Silver, obviously in Wave Ocean we played as Tails, so this would have been a much better spot to utilize him, right? Because he's supposed to get the robots off of Sonic's back. But no, we're spending all of Dusty Desert with Sonic carrying Elise and using this friendship shield, I'll call it that, to survive traps.
Elise, hold on tight.
Combine the
Strength of 2.
one trigger and use this new power to get rid of anything that blocks your path.
So all we have to use in this form, besides that friendship shield, is, you know, you can run, you can jump, jump dash, and homing attack. That's basically it. So these levels are naturally more... Oh yeah, because there is one more level like this later on. These levels are naturally more limited in what they can do, though they only have 1 loading screen, so that counts for something. Did you notice anything special about this sand to really stick out? It looks like normal sand, right? But I'm using the friendship shield because it's quicksand, and they do nothing to tell you about that. Nothing. Now here they're following the trend established in Sonic Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog of enemies having health bars. So you gotta attack them multiple times, and they won't die from just one homing attack. Usually. Like, the smaller ones obviously will, but, you know, they obviously don't throw just those at you. Yeah, the combat is pretty one-note, I must say. Also, this sand right here, suddenly it's normal. Like, what?
I'll
Yeah, the combat's pretty one note because all you're doing most of the time, with Sonic and Shadow anyway, is homing attack. There's no strategy to it. Just repetitive button mashing. Shit. At least Sonic Unleashed gave you different combos. It had cool jazz music for each level. Granted, they did shove that battle theme in your face and ears a lot of the time. But the normal nighttime music for each level kicks ass. Not to say that the soundtrack of this game isn't good. In fact, it's one of the best things about it. The soundtrack. The soundtrack, Shadow's story, at least when compared to the other storylines in the game, shit. The silver medal was not worth it. I wanted to see if I could get it, but alas, it did not work out as planned. Yeah, the soundtrack, Shadow's storyline, one specific moment in the cutscene later, Shadow roundhouse kicking Silver in the head. That moment never gets old. Certain other things, but not much. Like, the game as a whole sucks. Only certain things about it stick out to me as, like, good design choices. And those things are very few and far between. Wait a minute. Isn't there supposed to be a... Oh. It's because I didn't kill that guy. That guy. Yeah, the control here is very fucking stiff. Kind of the opposite. The direct opposite of the control heroes in Shadow had, which a lot of people can see as like too slippery. Personally, at least that game, for me, at least that game wasn't glitched up the ass like this one is. It had the gunplay to speed up combat. The vehicles, while not as like high tech as this game had in Shadow sections, at least comparatively high tech in terms of like features. Like the vehicles in that game, with the exception of one of the gun mechs, didn't let you really attack people. I just find Shadow the Hedgehog less torturous to play. And I fully acknowledge that game has flaws as well.
I have no words to express how grateful I am for your help. You're hurt.
It's nothing.
Yeah, this CG is very different from the opening because they use Sonic's in-game model for this. It's just he's nowhere near as expressive here. You can tell.
Smile.
Also, she pulls a freaking bandage out of her ass as they look at butterflies and grass and the friggin' Windows XP background. Everyone's made that joke. My God. They have multiple CG moments like this in the game. They don't really stick out from each other.
That's all I need.
It's like Sonic keeps telling her to smile. It's like there is no freaking depth to Sonic's story in this game at all.
Yes.
Even Silver, like, well, no, not Silver, because he spends most of his story, a lot of it is like recycled bullshit too, like chasing after Sonic because he thinks he's the Iblis Trigger or whatever.
I was a child then.
I won't say Shadow's story of the three is, like I said before, some best constructed. Though, by this game's standards,
Disaster again.
that isn't really saying much. Like, I don't enjoy this story the way I enjoy Adventure 1, Adventure 2, Heroes Unleashed. Even, I have my gripes a bit with Colors and Generations, especially Generations' story, because they could have done so much more with Generations. But
Feels great, doesn't it?
even those have like better writing than this, with as little as they might offer.
Nothing starts until you take action. If you have time to worry, then run.
Alrighty. We're up to one of the most intimate parts of the game, the character battles.
Your actions will condemn us all. Who are you? My name is Silver.
Holy shit.
For the future of the world, I will destroy you.
Now, I have had practice with this boss fight in the past, like on the PS3 version specifically. I know what to expect. Hopefully I can still get through this boss without dying.
Time for you to disappear, Iblis Trigger.
So you basically, the thing is, you work off sound cues. Whenever he says, take this, or how about this, or whatever, that's your cue to homing attack him, or slide attack him. Slide attacking is generally the safer option, because you can get away quicker, mainly. Like, I'll do it for the next attack, actually. Oh, I didn't hit him? What? The timing for the slide attack is weird. It's like not based on like when you push the button. It's like when you let it go. It's weird. Frig! Oh, why did I do that? I know what to expect in this boss, and I still did that. There we go. Okay, so that's how that fight works. A lot of people who play this for the first time will die a lot. That's to be expected. That boss is not very well designed.
No sweat.
Even in terms of Sonic character battles, which aren't really seen as good. There are some standout examples of really good ones, such as Sonic Shadow fights, or the Sonic Shadow fight on the Ark in Sonic Adventure 2. Also be unlocked Silver's episode because we beat him here. And the Sonic Shadow fight, or the Sonic Shadow fight in the Sonic Silver fight in Sonic Generations. They were pretty aight. They were well designed.
Hey.
His face when he's being flung back always kills me. It just looks so dopey.
Is this a joke? How could someone like you cause the destruction of our world? It doesn't matter. For the sake of the future, the Iblis Trigger must be destroyed. Elise? Wait!
Oof. Look at how easily she got captured again.
Don't you dare turn your back on me! It's time I finally put an
Eggman
end to
doesn't...
this.
He doesn't
Amy,
focus
get out of my
on
way,
Sonic
Amy.
or the
This
Silver
is my
Hedgehog at
mission.
all that's trying to kill him.
Absolutely not.
He's like, may as well let this guy do my job for me. I only care about the Flames of Disaster right now. I think in the short term, not the long term.
Leave it to me.
Jesus Christ. And Amy out of friggin' nowhere, at least in Sonic's perspective. He trusts her to deal with him, despite knowing that, you know, she's inherently weaker. Especially when you'll know that when we get to her gameplay in this. She is probably one of the worst characters to play as in this game. But for now, we got another town mission to do over here.
Hey.
We gotta get into the new city. But first, we gotta find out who the captain is. And pay attention to his words here. As soon as it finishes loading. Now, I also want to clarify about earlier. I don't hate Colors of Generation's story. They just don't offer as much for me compared to older games that actually took themselves seriously. But getting back to this, there are 5 soldiers including me in this town. Talk to all of them. Some soldiers will feel threatened. Some might try to trick you. There might be 2. Wow. If that ain't a dead giveaway, I don't know what is. Can you see what's coming? If not, I pity you. Okay.
Hey.
Figure out who the captain is. Oh, oops.
Hey.
You guessed it, I'm the captain. I'm just one of the 2 who tricked you. I didn't want anyone else involved in Soliana's business, but you seem to have the strength. You seem to have the strength because you figured out that I tricked you. Yeah, you seem to have the mental fortitude, but I haven't seen you in action. But you still look like you could do the job. Like, what?
That was
Unfounded logic. And we got an S rank. Now, not like it matters much. Except for a bloody achievement. Also, something to note, especially for later on, unless you just beat a level, this game does not autosave. The only time it directly asks you to save is after you've beaten a level and gotten one of those gold medal things.
Sonic, can you hear me? Knuckles wants to see you.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't know how because we're not seen to have like communicators in this. Is Tails talking to me with telepathy? Has he been hiding that from me this whole time? Well, in that case, you should have known that he survived in Sonic Adventure 2 if you had it then. Talking about later in that game's hero story, when you think Sonic dies, but he doesn't because he figured out Chaos Control suddenly. But that's a whole nother can of worms. Anyway, we're in the deeper city area of Soliana. I don't think there's anything here at the shop yet. Anti-gravity. Nope. We already have both those things. It won't be until later on in the game when we've accumulated more rings and more options become available in the shop that we can really break Sonic's levels in half thanks to the gem power-ups that we'll be getting. So we got a battle at the warehouse. Basically, nonsense robot fighting galore. Or this game's monotonous combat. So yeah. Remember in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 when enemies only took one hit to kill? Aside from bosses. I miss those days. Thankfully they returned in Colors and Generations. In the daytime stages in Sonic Unleashed. But this time, around this time, nope. I believe even Secret Ring, Sonic and the Secret Rings definitely Black Knight had enemies that took more than one hit to kill. Or, had, like, health bars in a sense. Where's the next wave? Oh, let's see on the mini-map. Okay, yeah, I'm supposed to go up here. I played this mission recently on the PS3 version. You know, in my dabbling with it. I should know these things. But I don't know. Maybe it's not as fresh in my mind as I thought it was. There's one on the rooftop I missed. Got these spider robots climbing on the walls. The enemies in this game don't look that great in the context of Sonic. They don't have personality. Even the egg pawns in Sonic Heroes, those had personality. These do not. The Badniks have personality. Even the gun robots, I wouldn't say they had personality, but they were better to fight than these guys. For certain. Oh, it's this way. What the? Okay, they're back here. I don't know how I'm, like, running out of this much time in this town mission. It's a quick one, all things considered. I thought there was more to come, honestly, but I guess I handled this a little quicker, knowing what to expect.
Just made it.
Than I did. Excuse me. Than I did in the PS3 version. So they literally load us back into the town mission just to walk forward to Knuckles. Like, it's so stupid. And to top it off, this is the one cutscene in the game. The one cutscene that doesn't have a load time. For some weird reason.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
So I was wrong earlier. Not every cutscene is in a straight 60 frames per second frame rate. I believe. Sorry. I'm just also remembering another time I dabbled with this game, the PS3 version, on a different console, on a different person's system.
I'm going. Since Eggman went
Crap.
to the trouble of telling me where Elise is.
I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Besides the FMVs, cutscenes like this are only in 30 frames per second, no matter what, it seems. But yeah, there was another time I dabbled with the PS3 version. I got to Iblis Phase 2 and basically gave up there because that is one of the most tedious boss fights in all of Sonic the Hedgehog. And you gotta fight it twice. Once with Sonic and once with Shadow. So that makes it all the more worse. On top of being very, very slow and monotonous. But we're not there yet. We'll get there in, I don't know, 3 levels? Random silver medal. Shop gets new products. Is that a clue that we might have one of the gem items available? Let's go check. Also, Tails and Knuckles have mastered the power of pop-up. No, nothing new. So I'm forgetting where the entrance to White Acropolis is. Oh, it's over here. And along with bad draw distance, we gotta render and load up a really, I don't know. There's no point to a lot of these town missions. Just no point whatsoever. Alright. Have to beat all the enemies to get through here. Yeah. No fucking shit. Not good riddance just yet, Sonic. Or Knuckles. I don't know. They're just... That's another gripe I have. And it's not the first time it's gonna happen, spoiler alert. The character's just fucking... Not even facing the screen during the results, first off. Second off, just walking around and not even helping you, a la a game like, you know, a game like Sonic Heroes or Shadow the Hedgehog, again, to complement that game, would have had your teammates and their AI automatically help you in defeating enemies and stuff. This game, they just follow you around and fall into pits like Tails did earlier before Wave Ocean. Makes no fucking sense. Then again, if they tried to program their AI to help you, they'd probably mess up and attack you or something, knowing this game's programming. It's just stupid. Very easy to see the flaws with this game.
There's a secret room here.
Secret room here. Yeah. Like it was secret after you guys found it. My god. We gotta infiltrate Dr. Eggman's base. But first off, we gotta get used to this game's shitty-ass snowboard controls.
Press and hold the A button.
Yeah, you can just stand still like this.
Release it right at the jump ramp.
We'll be going forward a little bit, but I'm holding down on the left analog stick. So we can just sit in silence and admire Sonic's shitty snowboarding skills that have deteriorated a lot ever since Sonic Adventure 2. After that game. See, now I'm trying to get back down. And it's like you have to hold forward to go forward. It's like... I didn't time the jump right, but yeah, you gotta charge up jumps in this game instead of a simple button press like in others.
Yes.
Just barely made that. Like a lot of other things in this game, too. The snowboard is so stiff. Shit. Yeah, do that flip. Ugh. Like with this sudden camera switch, now you gotta hold down instead of up. And hope that you don't glitch behind the snowboard like it's possible to do with Blaze later on. She and Silver visit this level. Damn it. Oh my god. I just fucking wiped out for no reason. Maybe a snowball hit me, but to me it looks like nothing did. I'll have to look back at that in the stream archive. Come the fuck on. God damn it. Didn't time my jump. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Actually timed it right this time. We're back to the on-foot gameplay, which I much prefer to the snowboarding or any vehicle. Even if the game as a whole is not that great, I'd rather be on foot. That's basically what I'm saying.
This is a pretty cold place for a base.
There should be a switch somewhere.
Oh joy, we get Tails again. Now Sonic's running along doing jack all. Shit. Now they want you to destroy those searchlights and just eliminate the laser gates that way. At least I'm pretty sure. But you can just fly over it. So you don't have to suffer as much. Much appreciated, by the way. The quicker we can get through this game, the better. Ah, crap. Didn't time it right. Yeah, we gotta, you don't have to destroy the searchlights. I think that's with, that might be encouraged with Rouge, but I know it's a mandatory part of Shadow's last section in this level. But yeah, with Tails it's just like playing laser gates to get through here.
I'll take it from here.
Sonic's expression there. Behind that face there was a subconscious desire to get out of this game. And I don't blame him one bit. Also, those robots I just killed look exactly like certain robots in Sonic Adventure 2 that were made by Gun. So what gives? Did Eggman just break in and steal a bunch of Gun's robot designs? Or did he catch on that those robots gave both him and Sonic in trouble? It gave both sides trouble in Sonic Adventure 2, and it was like, hey, I should take after them. I don't know. It's never explained. They just resemble him for no given reason. Yeah, you can homing attack the missiles for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Also, I didn't know this before the stream, but the triggers reset the camera. I don't know, like, I don't know how I went this long without knowing that. but I guess it could be a useful feature for for later on. I'm doing it a lot. Not really intending to, just like it's a reflex. Okay.
Too easy. No sweat.
You're late. Well, we had to deal with your little pets.
Where's Elise?
My, aren't we impatient?
Sonic!
You better not move. Now, the Chaos Emerald.
Oh no.
Place it there.
Sonic, you know how this goes. There was a moment like this in Adventure 2. He tried handing over a fake emerald and he was brought into a trap. This was similar, yet he actually handed over a real emerald and was tricked. So
It's
yeah.
too powerful for you to overcome.
And we know what Eggman's eyes look like now. It's a damn shame.
Latest creation.
I did not want. I could have gone my whole life without knowing that, except for maybe in the comics. I see the comic. I would see the comics doing that much before the games did. Like, I'm sure they did actually. With like the Robotnik design. It was like seeing Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sad AM and all that. But this is a different continuity.
Rest assured.
Also, that glass is practically invisible.
Yet. They've just been teleported by my glorious invention to another time. Who knows where they'll end up? It could be in the distant past or far future. But my machine still requires some fine-tuning. In fact, what my machine needs in order to be complete is your power.
My power?
Yes, I can finally complete my plans, now that I have the Chaos Emeralds and you, the Princess of Soliana. That's all I need to revive the flames of disaster.
Eggman, much like
And with
Sonic,
its power,
in this game,
I will be
Eggman
able
doesn't
to
do.
control everything and
He doesn't do
rule the world.
much. It's never explained what he wants. He says he wants to rule the world with the flames of disaster. So, like, what? Use Iblis to bring everybody down to their knees? You tried doing that with Chaos. It failed. You tried doing that with Shadow. It failed. Metal Sonic beat you to the punch in Heroes, and then let's not even talk about the Black Arms. My God.
Boy, do I feel dizzy. Where are we?
So Knuckles has a concussion forever now.
Oh, look who's here.
It's like the one thing that isn't retconned at the very, very end.
Rouge! Shadow!
What a fucking coincidence. How very, very cool, convenient. And then Shadow doesn't say a single fucking word in that scene.
Then that means Eggman's machine can control time.
Eggman's got some nerve dropping us here.
Now, how can we get back to our own time?
You need a space-time rift, but this requires a lot of energy. Nice. You mean
That
using
frame
the chaos
there.
control will... Yes, but that alone is insufficient. Okay, Shadow. It looks like we need to work together.
I'm just remembering like a lot of old YouTube poop stuff I saw in this game back in like, this is old school internet days, 2007, 2008. Totemos, I think, is the name of the YouTube user. One of them that uploaded them. I might look at a few of those at the end of this stream, just as like a little bonus treat. A little trip into the long, long ago days of YouTube. Over a decade old. Oh, shit. This again. What the fuck? Who calls these snowboard controls good? They are total ass. Oh my god.
The whole city's on fire.
Duro, I didn't know that. God, oh my god. Just barely missed the one up. And the rail. At least I'm getting better at the jump ramps.
Yes.
Okay. It cuts you off before you even get to the freaking dash pads. What's the point of having the dash pads there if you're just gonna cut with the friggin' level transition? You kidding me? This game is ripe with stupid decisions like that. When people refer to this, some people like to refer to this as the best level in the game. It's still not that great. I mean, the Generations version is far better. Like, and I will give it this. This level is iconic. There's a reason it showed up in Generations. Though, personally, I think something like Kingdom Valley would have been a lot cooler. Not just because I prefer that level's music to this theme. It would have been something unique rather than another city level. Which that game already had a few others besides Crisis City. We got Speed Highway, City Escape, and Rooftop Run. Combined with Crisis City, that's 4 city levels of 9 levels total. So yeah, a little more variety would have been appreciated. That's not to say the level design was bad, though. Far from it. Just an aesthetic variety and uniqueness is always appreciated. weird thing about these Iblis monsters we're fighting is they show up in a lot of the present day town missions for no good reason. Because Iblis, at no point, except for in the final story, exists anywhere, at any time, in the present day. Or in the past, for that matter. In the past version of Aquatic Base that Shadow and Silver go to later on. But yeah, there are Mephiles or actually, yeah, Iblis was released at that point, so yeah. I don't know why I didn't remember that at first. But yeah, my point was, at no point in the present, aside from the last story, when Elise cries and releases him. What the? You can't make this shit up, folks. I have no idea what the fuck happened there. Or why I just barely missed the platform there. Okay. So that's a sign that I should pay attention more. So that time it didn't happen. Like, what? Oh. I was like an inch further away from the ring than I needed to be. Oh.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm get like a Cosmic Fall vibe out of that section. The way the platform rose, that was probably it. But yeah, Cosmic Fall from Shadow the Hedgehog, one of the more unique levels in that game. With like platforms falling from the arc and stuff. What the friggity frig frag?
That tornado's carrying it.
Never mind. Let's not do that again. We got I forget if Zero counts as a life, but yeah, we might be boned here, folks. I either have 2 or 3 lives left, and that's not a good sign on this section. This is probably the hardest Mach Speed section there is in the game, and it's only the second one. After this, Radical Train isn't that bad, and Kingdom Valley, at least from what I've seen, looks to be the easiest. Even easier than Wave Ocean. Shit. There's... oh, frig. I was gonna say, there's me using the Lightspeed dash to straighten myself out. I would appreciate if I didn't get a game over in this section. Also, it's very hard to get through here without taking a single hit. Crapola. Fuck. Oh, God. I don't like the camera switching. Also, we skipped over the mimetic. That tornado's carrying a car line. Not that I care. Not that I care. They have another camera switch. Clearly missed the goal ring there, but yeah. Now we get slow down in the results screen. Oh my god. Well, hopefully we don't game over during Flame Core. Or during Iblis Phase 2, God forbid. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of dropped frames from that too in OBS. We unlocked Shadow episode. Yay.
No matter where we go, all we see are ruins. How can this be our future?
How could it come to this?
If I eliminate that guy, will our world be saved?
Time travel is so confusing.
Here are my records.
It would make sense if they were seeing this happen, like in the past, like if it had already happened. Like, I get that Mephiles has already sent Silver back in time, and that's obviously how he came up to Sonic and was like, yeah, you're the Iblis Trigger, I must destroy you. But it's also like, that wasn't in the past at the same time. And yet, for some reason, they're seeing it happen here. Like,
I see it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it.
The Iblis Trigger?
Also,
Point when the Iblis Trigger was alive. What the? Who was that guy? He looked just like Shadow.
and they don't think to ask Shadow about this later on when they see him again. They don't. Sonic's not like it. It's like no one in this story gives a shit.
Elise will die on board Eggman's battleship. That means...
Yeah, I think
God.
so.
And I'm seeing the dropped frames add up.
You guys are so slow.
Hopefully the archive of this doesn't have desynced audio. That's all I'm hoping for.
Emerald. You've already found one.
Well, now, I may
I
not
hate that
look,
shit when it
but I'm
happened to
a
like
real treasure
Kingdom Hearts and stuff.
Unlike a certain echidna I know.
What?
Have you guys discovered anything?
Yeah. I received a signal indicating there's a Chaos Emerald here, but...
You mean we've got to go through there?
If you don't like it, you can stay here.
You've got to be
Look
kidding.
where he's staring.
Don't
And
be
they just
late.
dead ass copied the animation.
Same to you.
Between the frames dropping in the stream and this godforsaken game, I'm just cannot take it. Alrighty, Flame Core. Not a great level. It's a good theme, not a great level. Wanna know why?
What a view!
Well, besides me missing that silver medal for literally no reason. Other than maybe like not shifting to the left or right.
Fall off here. If I use a homing attack on that
Just, oh
monster, I'll be
fuck,
able to reach the other
I
side.
didn't jump on time. The A button on this controller is a little weird. The wall running here that can be kind of glitchy depending on how you handle it. Those rings appeared out of nowhere!
Lava shoots up from that fiery ground. His weak point is the core of the head. Gotta hit him once when it comes into view.
Yeah, that wall running that I mentioned before can be glitchy. The Iblis worms here, waiting for them to pop out, that can get monotonous. But beyond all that, there's a section near the end where you control Knuckles, which is just intolerable.
Use the fluid that comes floating along with the lava flow.
More on that when we get to it. Try to take care of the worms first, if you can. Because again, waiting for them to pop out can take forever. What? I deadass pushed the X button and it didn't light dash. Hold on. Checking the chat, nothing there.
Gonna collapse any minute.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my... Okay, Zero does count as a life, thank goodness.
This bridge is gonna collapse any minute.
Oh, what? It just sinks in, even though it's supposed to be the lava equivalent of a waterfall, a lava fall, whatever. Oh my god. It's just devolving to rage now.
That's not a nice welcome.
God. We will be getting the bounce bracelet later on, which, similar to Sonic Adventure 2, lets us do the bounce attack, and that will help us with the bigger enemies, taking them out quicker. So that's a neat feature, but we don't get it yet. I don't think. At least not till. I don't think we get it till Return to the Present. Actually, it's right before the Radical Train stage. That's hopefully where we'll also be able to at least see the gem power-ups show up in the shop. Because again, I cannot wait to break this game in fuck in half. Gem power-ups are quite entertaining. Okay, random meteor hit me. Par for the course for this level, really, but still.
Let's head into the volcano.
Let's head into the volcano, aka the worst section of the level. It's got that section with Knuckles I'm talking about, and to make matters worse, when you play this level of Shadow later on, you gotta repeat that exact same section with Rouge, which is not gonna be fun, let me tell you. And we're getting more dropped frames by the fucking second. Oh. Just casually interrupt my combo of a worm enemy to deal with a smaller one. Oh my god, there is literally no way out of there. Gotta redo the whole level. Fuck. It's all because I didn't press the jump button on time. At least we don't have to do Crisis City again, thank fucking god. Oh my god. Okay, we've already seen this. Oh my god. We are over 10,000 dropped fucking frames.
Be careful not to fall off here. If I use a homing attack on that monster, I'll be able to reach the other side. Yes! Yes! Okay! Lava shoots up from that fiery ground.
6.8 of our 6.8%, 6.9%, sorry, of 7% of my frames have been dropped. Are you kidding me? Stand on the door as it opens.
This bridge is gonna collapse any minute.
Dash pad straight into a freaking enemy. That had to have been intentional.
Yes!
In the design of the book.
Whoa! That's not a nice welcome. Piece of cake. No sweat.
Maybe those dropped frames are because I'm doing 480p this time. 480p this time instead of 360p. HD potato instead of normal potato. At least it's not rotten potato. That being like 240p or 144. Fuck! No! Damn it! Lost track of myself and my rotten potatoes rant. There's gotta be like some bizarro version of Rotten Tomatoes where instead of rating movies, maybe they just rate everything, like from games to household chore equipment to friggin' I don't know, lawnmowers. This is certified fresh. This game is not fresh. In fact, it's even if it were a game, it's like far from fresh because it's pre-owned, you know? I wouldn't call pre-owned fresh unless it were like refurbished or like in maybe like mint condition. Now, in terms of like fresh as in game quality, then I've bought plenty of pre-owned games. In fact, almost all of my retro gaming purchases are pre-owned games, and they've been pretty well taken care of. It's only every once in a while when you get a case like buying 2 defective Marvel vs. Capcom 2 discs, and then you hate the world because you're getting very unlucky when finding that game, and you should have grabbed the Xbox version in that same store as the first one when you had the chance. The first disc, anyway. I don't give a shit about that other enemy. Just run! Hold on to my invincibility while I still can. I think we're at the section. Are we at the section?
What?
No, we're not quite there. But this is basically the gist of this section is you're trying to homing attack these lights to light up the room. They run on a time limit. The goal is to have them all lit up at once. If one of them darkens, you gotta start all over. And the door doesn't open until you have all of them lit. Or no. No, you didn't have to do that. For the sake of that room, it was just for lighting up the environment. So that's it, okay. Okay, that's not the section I was talking about, but the light thing is the basic premise for what Knuckles is supposed to do later. Yeah. Right now, actually.
I'll take care of it.
Knuckles, what did they do to you?
All of the lights shine at
He's
once.
so heavy in this.
Become clear.
He's heavy as fuck. His glide is nerfed to shit. Like, he drops like a rock. And his punches are not that impressive. Not great for taking out enemies. He's super slow. Not as slow as Amy, but we're neither here nor there yet. There's also the infamous wall climbing glitch. I thankfully haven't ran into it yet, but it basically involves Rouge and Knuckles being unable to get off the walls when they scale them.
Thank you, Knuckles.
Thankfully, I got through that my first try. I remember on the PS3 version when I was dabbling with this, the same session I rage quit at Iblis Phase 2 was I had a lot of trouble with that section because I wasn't familiar with where every light was. And basically, I kept running out of time. Whoa! While running down the wall instead of falling down like they intended you to. My goodness.
Just made it.
Okay. I just looked at my Twitch page, and it looks like this stream is also going to be 2 segments because of this Wi-Fi sucking ass. Complete and utter ass. Dun-na-na-na. Dun-na. Dun-na. Another joke everyone makes.
What? What's this?
I don't know, it still appalls me that the college Wi-Fi, as slow as it is, still can't even handle 30 frame per second live streaming very well, even at the lower resolutions. Like, I do not want to have to reduce future streams to like being 240p quality, but if that's what it takes to maintain a consistent stream without the Wi-Fi having a sudden chance of fucking up on me, then so be it. Maybe. I don't know. We may have to resort to rotten potatoes, rotten quality, like I was talking about before. Oh shit!
Watch out, Sonic! Against something that large, you won't have a chance on the soft footholds.
Do your little dance. Forget how this works. I'm gonna go up to one of the lights, light it up, and it's like, God damn it. You gotta light it up so he comes and chomps on it like the animal he is. God, I didn't hit the jump button.
Gotta light the orb above the rocks. Then I need to get his attention and draw him toward it.
You gotta basically lure him to the lights so he comes and munches on him, gets stuck there, and then you homing attack him basically.
Too far to attack. Is there
It takes friggin' forever. So it's this wave of platforms right here, and then you gotta dodge his attacks. Oh, he faked me out, the son of a bitch. I thought he was coming that first time, and then he didn't.
Watch out, Sonic! Against something that large, you won't have a chance on the soft footholds.
Hurry up. Shit. Camera during boss fights is not good. Okay, now that we're a lot closer, should have an easier time. Come and get it. Here, Iblis. Okay. Rinse and repeat, like 4 or 5 more times. I don't know. Shit. Oh, that's my fault for thinking I could get there. Fuck. Though that probably is a neat little speedrun tactic there. Hard footholds? I can't really tell the difference.
Is there some way to draw him in?
Okay. Destroy the platforms.
Watch out, Sonic! Against something that large, you won't have a chance.
I know, Tails. Come and get it, Iblis. You fucking idiot. Okay. Maybe I have a chance of making it this time. We'll see. No. Never mind. He just puts those platforms there, or he teases you. You think you can get there right away again, but no, you have to wait on him, and it's really, really, really slow. Ah. It selectively chooses to focus on it. Most of the time it doesn't. But then when it does, it's all real sudden, and you don't like it. Oh my god! Bring out your friggin' platforms, you dummy!